So many people have asked me, why do I not want bottom surgery? I think the biggest reason why is because I know how to enjoy myself with what I have, and I love her, even though she does cause me a lot of dysphoria. But there are so many ways to, deal with dysphoria other than just having surgery. It's a very serious decision to have surgery. There's always risk of loss of sensation or complications.
Exactly. I don't usually agree with this person, but she's right. You need to feel uncomfortable with your birth sex. You need to have that dysphoria in order to be a valid trans person. But you're not invalid if you don't want a certain surgery where you can potentially risk your own life and potentially make your situation even worse. Trying to accept the situation that you're in and accept that you've made a decision not to change it. So what can you do? Well, you gotta work with what you got. I focus a lot on mental health on my channel. That's why I would like to bring more awareness to the importance of physical and sexual health as well. Something I discovered during my gender transition was how being sex and self-pleasure positive actually improved my mental health. For the longest time, I did not have sex because my gender dysphoria wouldn't let me. But the moment I started to pass as a guy in society and got my dysphoria alleviated, I acted on the desire testosterone gave me. And it was groundbreaking. I learned how sex is a great tool to get to know myself better. And this, of course, doesn't only apply to trans people. We all benefit from the boost of confidence, positive reassurance, and the mental relief we achieve by being intimate with someone. Allowing yourself to be vulnerable and intimate with another person, especially if you're struggling with your mental health, is not only beautiful, it really is a great thing for your mental health. And that's why I'm so excited to announce that today's video is sponsored by LELO. LELO is a luxury pleasure toy brand, and they were so sweet to send me the Lila TM2. The Lila TM2 is an elegant bullet vibrator and features many different pleasure settings, allowing to control the intensity using a remote. If you want to spice things up in the bedroom with your partner, I would definitely recommend the Lila TM2. It has a stunning petite size that makes it ideal for indulging in pleasure anywhere you like. You will get a high-quality wireless remote control and near-silent vibrations that will allow you to experience more daring play with your partner. Lila TM2 is completely waterproof, USB rechargeable, and made out of premium body-safe silicone. I'm very impressed by this product, so I would personally recommend it. You're welcome. If you want to learn more about the brand, I would leave some links down below. So thank you, LELO, for sponsoring this video. Now moving on to the video.
I don't want to get bottom surgery, and that's for various reasons. First of all, I don't think I would be happy with the results. Second of all, I don't want to be in the hospital for no thank you. I really don't want to have a massive scar on my arm. I remember being in the hospital last year when I got top surgery, and it was so weird because everybody else was already talking about bottom surgery so much, and everybody was asking me, so, hey Luca, when do you plan to get bottom surgery? That got me so nervous, and I was thinking like, hey, wait, why am I not getting bottom surgery? Is that something I'm supposed to do?
The bottom surgery for trans guys is incredibly dangerous. And I've also experienced how some people ask me, so when are you getting bottom surgery? Never. The list of possible complications is extremely long. So I don't want to risk my life, I don't want to risk my sexual function, or the function to pee. It's not only a horrible surgery because the complications are so serious, it doesn't look good either. I don't want to show any pictures. Look it up yourself, a phalloplasty. It does not look good, it doesn't look realistic, so I don't want to lose what I have today that I can actually work with. That doesn't mean that I don't experience bottom dysphoria. I am uncomfortable to some degree with what I have between my legs, with what I was born with, and even though you would find a clip of me saying years ago that I don't experience bottom dysphoria, I didn't know what I was talking about. It's all a process. The most important thing to remember is there's a difference between not wanting the surgery and then not wanting to have the opposite sex genitalia. I wish you can just do this and then I have a neck plant. I wish I was born with a neck plant. But that doesn't mean I'm gonna go out and get a surgery. I do not think it's worth it. There are so many trans activists claiming that you don't need surgeries to be valid as a trans person. But the thing is, if you don't want to look like the opposite sex, if you don't want If you could wish for anything in this world, your body parts to change, then no, you're not trans.
I don't know what cis person needs to hear this, but most trans people don't want bottom surgery. It can be dangerous, it's expensive as and most of us are fully aware that our genitalia does not define us or our gender.
It's very common for woke activists to spew half-truths. It is true that bottom surgery is not only expensive but dangerous, but what's not true is that our genitalia doesn't define our gender. I mean, what are you talking about?
Now, this is not me saying that we shouldn't want bottom surgery. I am so happy for everyone that's gotten it and wanted it, seriously. But the fact that that's where your brain goes when you think about us is so It shows us that you think our validity is based around our genitalia. Knock it off and mind your business. It is not normal to care that much about what's in someone else's pants. This is obsessive and it is disgusting. They're called private parts for a reason.
Then stop talking about it. I mean, who's the obsessive one here? Don't you think that people keep asking about this stuff because you keep talking about it and not the other way around? I mean, it's impossible to know, but it's just my theory.
Trans people are just another wonderful part of the tapestry of humanity. We just exist. Sometimes there just are women with penis. Sometimes there just are men with vaginas. Sometimes there are people who don't fit into either of those categories solely or wholly, and they have whatever bits and bobs they have, and that is okay.
A woman cannot have a penis. A man cannot have a vagina. Can I tell you a secret? It is actually possible to gain more acceptance in society without changing reality. It is actually possible to educate people on transsexualism without changing the definitions of man and woman. A trans woman is not a different type of woman. A trans man is not a different type of man. We are something different, and that's okay.
Before I started taking testosterone and had top surgery, no one took me seriously. No one used my correct pronouns. No one valued me in the way that they currently value me.
In other words, when you didn't look and sound like a man, people didn't see you as a man. Wow, that is weird, huh? This has nothing to do with respect. This has something to do with how eyes naturally work, how ears naturally work, and how this thing works. When you look like a woman, when you sound like a woman, that is what people will see you as. And you know what? I also had a hard time with that fact in the beginning of my transition, but guess what? I didn't complain about it. I think it made sense. We all register people as either female or male, and it doesn't matter how that person feels. We can't control what we automatically think.
It's existing in a cis society where this is the standard in order to gain respect, in order to live a normal life, in order to have access to housing, to employment, all of the things that we need in order to live.
I have no idea what he's talking about. I don't really recognize the same society. And that's mostly because it's all bullshit. And if you're not comfortable in the real world, that's your problem, not society's. And societies shouldn't change just to make you happy.
So it's important for trans people to be able to access those treatments if we want them, but we don't have to get them if we don't want them. Getting or not getting them does not make us any more or less trans.
The only reason why someone should receive a medical gender transition is to alleviate the chronic condition called gender dysphoria. Period. If you transition for other people, stop. It's not about everyone else. It's about how you feel about your own life and about your body. And if you want that to change, you do it only for yourself. If the argument is, I only transition because of society, then you're just making an argument that you shouldn't transition.
A lot of people, it's honestly a safety issue. Being able to walk down the street safely without being able to be physically recognized as a trans person, because there's a lot of hate towards trans people.
If some people only transition because of a safety issue, why do so many trans activists look like they're starving for attention? Why is the new trans this? Why do they all dress alike? Why don't they want to make any effort to look like the opposite sex? Why do they stand out so much?
For me, I've reached the level of passing that I want to achieve. I've been taking testosterone, I've had top surgery. I had a hysterectomy for medical reasons. That was actually medically necessary. But I never want bottom surgery. That's not something I want to have. And that doesn't make me any more or less of a man.
And the last thing I want to say, being a man is not a spectrum. Either you are one or you're not one. Look, your vagina just confirms that you're a trans man and not a real one. And that's okay. Thank you all for watching this video. I currently experience a lot of censor on this channel, so follow me on social media. If you want to see more content like this, if I'm allowed to make it, remember to hit subscribe and the notification bell. If you want, you can support me with a small donation under Super Thanks, and I would be really, really grateful, so thank you on beforehand. Remember, you can also become a member of this channel, so I'll leave a link down below, and I'll see you all in my next video. Peace out.